welcome back everybody, and we are here for our last and final matchup of the night in the rival league between Knights and Blaze. And I'm here with Mr. Rockerman.
What's going on, Bagels? This is gonna be a banger matchup, dude. I'm super excited for this one. Last matchup of the night, Knights versus Blaze. And I mean, this one, we've seen some great content so far. That last series, whew, I know we were talking right before that series, watching that one. That one is an absolute banger. Drake versus Samurai. Congrats to the Drakes on edging that 4-minute overtime. That was crazy. But if that series is any indication, I mean, this is gonna be insane.
Yeah, I probably would have called the last one the matchup of the night between the Drakes and the Samurai, as that was a rematch from the Season 1 Grand Finals. And that matchup didn't disappoint the second time around. This time the Drake's able to take it. But yeah, I mean, I'm really hoping this Knights Blaze one. I think it's going to be close. These two teams are both kind of stacked. And I'm hoping for a Game 7. We didn't get it in the last series, but I'm hoping for it this time.
Oh yeah, I would love to see a Game 7 here. That would definitely be crazy here if we could see a Game 7 in this one. I mean, these two teams, they've been solid all season. We talked about the Knights on the pre-show here. Coming in this season, 16-2 regular season record, and they popped off in the regular season. Blaze, they were right behind them, 15-3, only one game back. Blaze ended up being the 3 seed. Knights had the 1 seed, and they had the best record in all of Nemesis. In all time in Nemesis, best winning percentage ever was 16-2. And both these teams are looking hot. We saw the Knights. They swept Distortion in their matchup. Blaze, I believe they swept Parallax and then swept Hydra. So these teams have been sweeping everybody. And when these sweeping teams come together, I mean, one of those streaks has got to break. I don't anticipate a sweep at all here. I think it's going to be a crazy one in this one.
I not only for content's sake, I hope there isn't a sweep, but I don't think that there will be. I think minimum it's a 4-2. I think this series is at least going to Game 6.
Yeah, I'm hoping for a Game 7. I had 4-3 for the Knights, but I think we're going to get these guys joined up. We're a little bit behind schedule here, but that's all right. Last match was a banger here, so we're going to get these guys joined up here. And yeah, I'm expecting this to be a good one, Bagels. I'm curious to see who's going to come out here and throw the first punch in the Grand Finals.
Yeah, and there's some Season 1 to Season 2 implications here, as Heck, who's now promoted to the Rival League on Blaze, he's going for back-to-back as he won it with Origin Season 1, and Knights, my old team, all the players ended up moving on, but they're looking for a back-to-back in the org as well, so both back-to-backs on the line here for both these two teams.
That'll be a great storyline if Heck could pull it out, but if Knights could pull it out, Denia, he's trying to go into the shot. Oh my goodness, they're trying to start out the back-to-back run early.
Yeah, Knights with a quick few shots, missing their mark right there, but definitely putting Blaze on the back foot early. Now Magic on this one, sending it up to Valence, excuse me, as he misses though. Khan's gonna send it back to the midfield. Denia there, awkward pass to Squirrel, who's gonna ball out his own teammate as he's trying to wrangle this ball in the corner. Able to get it out though, but Heck's gonna cut off the play. Now with the clear back from Knights, and then again back onto the blue half. Valence there, and another double commit coming out for Knights. That's 2 or 3 times so far. And so far, Knights not looking comfortable here in the first minute.
Yeah, we're used to seeing the Knights just on their offense and doing everything they've been able to do all season. Just so much pressure, but Blaze has been looking good as we see a shot there. Squirrel, he can make the touch, but they got to try to turn it around here. A couple shots here, 3 of them from the Knights, none from the Blaze, but the Knights, they definitely can get that offense going when they're on.
And there it is right there. Squirrel's gonna sneak it past on the easy 50 into the right side, and they finally capitalized.
Yeah, nice passing play. Valence off the backboard. Magic, he's so close to that one, but Squirrel, he's got the angle, fits it right through, and finally that Knights pressure is going to break through. A nice goal for them and a great way to take the early lead.
Yeah, Magic, he just positioned himself a little bit too awkwardly on that back wall, and ultimately he should have at least been on the near post. As another mistake coming out for Blaze. Magic last back again, but getting the save. Heck with the pass off the follow-up. Denia back over to Khan. Not the greatest clearance, it's only going to go back to another Knights player. Now Blaze the ones who are looking uncomfortable on defense. As Denia charging in, getting a demo and the ball. Following it up onto net. Another follow-up for Squirrel, but he's not able to get the hit this time. As a miss comes out in the midfield, Squirrel still able to follow it up. And another miss coming out for a Blaze player. As Khan finally able to get the clear. Valence over to the side, and Khan cuts off his teammate. It just looks like miscommunication from both teams at the moment. Nerves in this game one might be getting to him.
Yeah, nerves in the game one indeed. I would have to say so. I mean, this is grand finals. $70 on the line for the winner of this game. Losers going home with nothing. Only a runner-up trophy. As this one is sent back, Dini is just going to put it in, and the Knights 2-0. A nice goal for them there.
Yeah, another misrotation. We see Heck and Khan both in the same spot again. And Heck, he was trying to slow play, maybe trying to let Magic take it away from him. But when all of your players are clustered in that same spot, you got to get the ball out of a dangerous spot. And Dinia just threw himself at it, leading to that easy open net. It's Dinia on it again, but missing this time. Heck off the backboard, back to the middle. Magic with the shot. Heck almost falling on it off the backboard. Khan off the sidewall now. Magic following it up into the corner, looking for a pass out to Khan. But not enough boost, fakes out one. Khan there, faking out another. Heck there with a great save coming out from Squirrel. And the back-to-back fakes almost work. Scroll up for this one now, off the backboard, falling down. Valence not able to get the touch as a great clear coming out from Blaze. Khan with the dunk over one. Squirrel following this up off the wall, trying to attempt an air dribble, but loses it. Dinia with the catch. Back over to Heck, though, with an easy save. Valence last back and able to get it past two again. Another double commit coming out for Blaze. As Magic tries to fake it in his own corner. And it actually works. Magic gets the redirect from his teammate. And I'm not quite sure how this ended up working out.
Yeah, that was just a great clear. It looks like Dinia, a little bit of an overcommit there. He was the last one back, and Magic going to put that one in. But after that last offensive possession that they had, the Blaze, it was only a matter of time before they were going to score, and that was a great solo play by Magic there on that one, and they're within one goal here in game one.
And so far, the scoreline closed, sitting at 2-1. But Knights absolutely dominating in the shot margin, sitting at 10, only to Blaze's 3. But still, with a minute and a half left, plenty of time for Blaze to try and get a few more shots on the board to attempt to tie up in this game one. As here, Heck with a pass to Magic, who's going to get it past one. But Heck, he rotated too far to the left, only able to get a 50 in the midfield. Pass over to Magic in the corner, but getting bumped off the ball after the boost steal. Valence sending it out, but Khan's going to cut it off. Great bounce shot off the back. We're trying to get the double. Not able to get the touch as Magic whiffs in the corner on the follow-up. Two players on the backboard bumping each other. Opportunity for Blaze, but Valence going to cut it out. Two players up again. Heck actually with a great hit down, but Squirrel's going to cut it off again. And both players for Blaze were looking for the redirect right there.
Dude, Blaze is selling all out right now. They know they got to get one more goal to tie this one up. Is it sent back on? Oh, goodness, that one is close there. But Blaze, they're selling out. They know they're under a minute. They need one goal to tie this one up, and they desperately want it.
And Heck sending it off to the side, but it's going to get cut off by a Knights player. And the misrotation again coming out as Heck, he wasn't able to get the clear past the one as his teammates were looking for boost.
Yeah, and that's a misrotation on the backside there. You see just a little bit late for Magic on that one, and that's not a shot that Squirrel's going to miss. That's not how you get to 16-2 by missing those. He's going to put that one in, and the Knights 3-1 here, only 30 seconds left.
Opportunity off the kickoff, but Dini's going to send it away as there was a scuffle on the sidewall, kind of putting each other, blocking themselves out as that worked out for Knights. And now with just over 20 seconds, Blaze are going to have to find a quick counterattack here. Magic trying to send it to the middle. Khan there, but too slow. Dinia cuts it off. Heck, glass back now. And 10 seconds, they're going to have to hope for a quick one, and again off the kickoff after. But just with all this pressure on the Blaze side, it's not going to happen, as Knights are able to take this game one in dominating fashion.
Yeah, the Knights, so well played, and that's exactly what you want to do. You're the one seed. You've dominated the regular season here, 16-2, and you know, that's the kind of thing one seeds do. They come out and they smack you in the mouth in game one. And, you know, as Blaze, you know, they were only one game behind the Knights for that one seed. And, you know, it's close there, but the Knights, you can just see why they've dominated the regular season. And in this one, they dominated the shot totals there. I believe that's 12 from them as opposed to 5 for Blaze. So Knights, they had all the pressure. And, you know, now heading into game two, you have to wonder here if you're Blaze, what you can do to kind of get rid of some of that pressure, because Knights had all of it in that one. So Blaze, they're gonna have to figure it out here.
Yeah, Blaze, they were just stuck on their half the majority of that game, and Knights ending with 12 shots, and Blaze only managed to get up to another 2 shots. They're sitting for a total of 5, and this This is an important matchup, no doubt, just for grand finals, but these two teams, both their series and league play were super close. Knights actually reverse sweeping Blaze on their first showing, and then Blaze actually on the second matchup able to beat them. And both teams with minimal losses throughout the season, Knights only losing 2 and Blaze only losing 3, so they lost to each other here, but Blaze, they know what it takes to beat Knights, and they just have to step up in this game too.
Yeah, and I think we'll see a different Blaze in this game. I think we're going to see a lot more pressure for them. I think they're going to pick it up, and I think they're going to get a lot more shots in this one. And I think we're going to see a close series, as I predicted 7. I think it's going to go back and forth here with the Blaze.
Yeah, I hope so. We always need that content. As Magic on the back foot now, able to get a save off to the side. Valence there, trying to attempt a double. Not enough boost, though, to get it on target. Still keeping up the pressure in this corner, though. But Khan able to get the clear out. Net somewhat open. Dini needs to make this touch as he lofts it above his own net. Magic off the backboard, but no follow-up there. Magic with the great redirect on, but nobody's in position. Khan there finally charging in, and that's the start they needed.
Yeah, that's exactly what you needed for Blaze here as Magic. A beautiful touch there, able to set it up, and Khan going to come in. Dini, he's going to go for the in and out. Didn't have any boost to work with, but Khan, he's not going to miss that wide open net, and Blaze starting it out early.
And Magic, he was backwards in that box, so he couldn't quite get the bump on. There's an opportunity in front of net now, faking out 2, but ended up the 50 goes to the side. But he couldn't get the bump on the last defender, so he just opted for the redirect and was able to get that great hit off the backboard. And Khan able to put it in. And this has kind of been the talking point for Blaze in these playoffs and throughout the season is, hold on, Magic almost able to sneak one in, but the double commit save comes out. And Khan, he's kind of been the third man for this Blaze roster. And he didn't really look too hot in the first 2 playoff series, despite Blaze 4-0 sweeping both Hydra and Parallax. And I think he's the guy here, as Magic and Heck normally solid. Khan's going to need to step up for him.
Yeah, Khan's got to be that guy. He's very busy in his real life, but he's always been talking to me that, a lot of people say that he's inactive, but he tells me that he's been grinding out here. He wants this championship, so he's going to step up, and I expect big things from him.
Yeah, and there he was right there. He had a great pass to the middle, but both Magic and Heck were in the same spot and couldn't figure out who wanted to go for it. As now Squirrel on the dribble, getting blocked out, though. Valence on the follow-up off the corner. Magic with a clear out to the middle, but Dini is there. Khan last back now, a little awkward on the 50. Heck able to bail him out, though. But again, all these clears coming from Blaze after that first goal for them have just been only to Knights players. It's another save coming out from Magic, and finally they're able to break out here. Khan on the dribble here, getting a demo on one net open. Valence didn't get the greatest hit, but Heck opting to keep the pressure in the corner. Magic with the half rotation in the midfield. He wasn't able to secure that boost, though, as now Squirrel was able to get it past him because of that. Pass out to the mid, but Heck's going to block it off. And now Knights are the ones that's looking slightly awkward, but here they are again. It's just been back and forth for this game, too. And Blaze, they've stepped up in this game, too, Rockerman, but it hasn't been clean.
Yeah, it hasn't been clean for sure, but their defense, it's holding on just enough. They only got 2 saves, but they've already cut down that shot total from the Knights and got a bunch of more shots on their own end. They're actually leading the Knights in shots right now, which is what you want to see if you're going to want a victory. As the shot's going on net, a great one there from Khan. He puts in his second of the game.
Yeah, this is the guy, and that they're asking to step up. Valence, he tried to rush that play too much, and Khan, he was just sitting there waiting for it. And then all his teammates thought that clear was coming out, and they over-rotated, and Khan just dunks it straight into the net. And if he can keep that up, Heck, he's kind of slumping right now these first 2 games, so Khan's going to need to be that guy. As he sets another one on, Heck flying in to try and make a pass out.
Yeah, and
not able to secure it.
That's Dini again. He over-rotated another time there. We saw it on one of the other goals in the last game. Dini's just been over-rotating just a little bit too much, and he's been costing his team 2 goals already in this one. So he's got to figure it out and kind of, maybe not trust his teammates as much, because sometimes, Blaze is such a good team as Valence is going to put one in. Season 2 All-Star, sending that one in, bringing him within 1.
And Dini, he actually cut off his teammate Squirrel right there, but you said not to trust his teammates, and I think that's exactly what he did. He cut off Squirrel, and he got the pass out to the middle. It was a little bit tardy on the shot, but Blaze, they just weren't in position for it, and ultimately that one able to sneak in for their first goal. And that was the momentum Knights needed for this game, too. as now Blaze are the ones that are going to need to figure out their defense if they want to keep this lead. All players in the corner for Blaze. It's awkward. Magic last back, able to get the flick over. Denia getting the dunk and keeping possession in the orange half. As Heck finally able to getting a pinch off the wall, it's going to send it back onto the Knights side. And now Valence off the sidewall again, getting the double, pre-flipping towards it, but Magic's going to cut it off. As Squirrel, the one getting dunked on the opposite side, Denia off his own wall now. Heck with not the greatest hit, that's going to be Valence in the middle. Pass up to Denia. As Valence on the redirect, trying to put it in, and he does! Top bar down! What a play!
Oh my goodness, Denia and Valence here, back and forth. Denia just sets it up, and Valence just so quick there, and such light touch for that speed there. I mean, he just got up so quick and was able to get the light touch as well. Beautiful shot there, and they're able to tie this one up.
Once again, there was so much space in the midfield. Blaze, they were just respecting those Knights players way too much. And I think a bump actually came out in net from Squirrel as I saw Magic go off flying. Another one coming on net now. The Heck with the save to the side. And I think that bump may have made the difference. But either way, Blaze, when there's such a slow developing play happening, they just got to cut that off before it becomes too dangerous. As we saw that one just go top bar down.
And they've got to figure out a way to survive on the defense here and maybe turn it into some offense.
And Heck now sending it over to his teammate Khan. There he is, but getting cut off from Denia. Double commit from Knights, but it might just work out in their favor. Magic able to get the save his last back. Flipping past this one, combining for a pitch in the midfield, almost goes in. I was going to say that double commit could prove fatal, but almost able to lace that one into the top shelf. Opportunity for Knights, 0 seconds now, and it's going to go in for Valence. And that double commit, it almost was able to go in for the pinch shot, but that's what happens when you go for a pinch.
Yeah, they were out of position there. Khan just missed that ball there. He had the touch. He needed to get that one because he was the last man back there. And the Knights, they're going to make him pay. And now, that was a game that Blaze, they really needed. They had the 2-goal lead. It seemed like they were in control. And then all of a sudden, Valence just stepped up like the all-star he is. And, you could see why he's had such a great season for the Knights. And now the Knights, they're up 2-0 in this series. And Blaze, they really have to find an answer for Valence because he's been insane all season long, and he's just destroying them right now.
Yeah, and the only thing worse than throwing a game late in the series is throwing it early in the series, as they needed that for this momentum. Now they could have been sitting at 1-1, but now down 2-0. And against this Knights roster who's looked dominant throughout this playoffs and the whole season, just as Blaze has, you don't want to give a good team more ground to have. As Blaze, they had that game and they just threw it away with that misrotation at the final seconds and the following goals before that, giving Knights just so much space in the midfield.
Yeah, they've allowed Knights to do anything they wanted. I mean, there's a couple times where Blaze were on top of them. I think it was mostly early in that game when they had that lead. They were on top of the Knights and able to get on any ball that they had, and that's how they got those 2 goals. So for them in this game 3, you desperately cannot afford to go down 3-0 in this series, especially against the Knights who have dominated the season. You cannot afford to go down in this one. They have to win this game. It's a must-win here for the Blaze.
Yeah, agreed. And Khan, we asked him to step up, and he did in that game too. Unfortunately, he missed on the back wall in the final moments, which allowed for that 0-second goal. But honestly, I'm kind of looking at Heck right now, barely sitting at over 100 points in game 1, game 2. He's kind of their star player as he misses again in the midfield, and he just hasn't been looking good so far in the series. If they need any hope of coming back in this matchup, Heck, he's going to need to support his teammates.
Yeah, and I'm surprised that Heck's not the one that stepped it up. He has the grand finals experience. He was the season 1 Prospect League Finals MVP in Origin's route to a championship, and you expect him to show up here, especially with the amount of hours he's puts into the game. They desperately need him to show up in this game, not just Khan, but they need Heck now to come alive in this one and put some goals on the net as they're trying right here.
Yeah, and Heck, definitely the most mechanically skilled out of his teammates, and he just hasn't had the space to try and do anything, air dribbles, flip resets, anything like we know he can do. And I think it's partially his fault. I just don't think, we mentioned Denia should not trust his teammates. However, I think Heck should give a little bit more space to Magic and Khan, as so far in game 1, game 2, Magic and Khan have proved to be effective on the field. and productive for their team. As Heck, he just seems out of the play at the moment.
Yeah, he's just missing something right here, and he's gonna have to get back in that rotation like we talked about and get back on the offense.
And now Blaze continuing to be on the back foot. Squirrel on the ball now, almost sneaking it past Magic on the right post. Heck on the follow-up, getting the double, but only sends it off the sidewall back to a Knights player. Magic now back to Heck. There he is with the shot, with 3 people in net. That shot's not going to go in unless he put it top shelf. Still a great shot coming from him. Now Knights back on offense. Squirrel there, over 1. Khan on the backboard, sending it back to the middle. Heck cutting it off before it became too dangerous, but nobody there on the left side as he's going to have to follow his own touch. And Heck, he's just not hitting the ball to his teammates still. Just going for these solo plays, whether intentional or not. He just needs to work himself into the rotation, getting these passes. Another blind clear to the middle, as now he's continuing to let his team be on the back foot. Valence off the backboard again. But Squirrel opting to rotate back. He could have maybe put a shot on right there. Dini on the follow-up into the corner. Heck there, off his own corner. As Magic's going to clean it up off the side. And Khan on the follow-up. Lots of space to work with, trying to pass it to the middle. Valence sending it to Magic. Awkward ball for the Knights. But Squirrel over to Valence. Net somewhat open. As Khan able to get the touch last back. And Khan and Magic continuing to prove themselves that they're the guys on this team right now. As Heck, there he is now. Heck finally able to have a shot. Pass over to Khan. He didn't trust himself on the shot, but there he is, finally putting the ball towards his teammate. That's what we've been asking for this whole game 3.
Yeah, and Heck, he's finally able to get into it. I know you said he didn't trust himself on that shot, but Khan, he was there as well. So I'm hoping, for Heck's sake, that's going to get him going a little bit. He knows, okay, I can be involved in this offense now. I can be involved in these rotations, and for him to get that pass off, hopefully for the Blaze here, they're able to keep that going and maybe take it to a win here.
Yeah, and Heck, he looked, that's another double kick coming out. Might work out as Khan able to take it away from Heck and sneak it past the last defender. As Dinia getting balled out by his teammate Squirrel. And that's just what Blaze needed.
Yeah, a little bit of a double commit. It works out for them as they're able to get it over the top. And again, Blaze now, they're up 2-0. Still 2 minutes remaining. We saw exactly what happened in game number 2. The Knights came roaring back here when Valence stepped up. And then he scored the final 3 goals for the Knights to give him that game 2 victory. Blaze, they have to hold on to the defense here and stop this Knights offense if they're going to want a chance here.
And Heck, he actually, just a few seconds ago, as a pitch comes out, and that's going to be the 3rd goal for Blaze. And there's kind of been a few weird goals in this game 3, but for Blaze, that is exactly what they needed. And Squirrel just dishing it up as both the final defenders were right next to each other, clustered in the box. And just kind of a lucky goal for him, but that's what they needed.
Hey, it works out, and Khan, he's going to pick up a hat trick. And now Blaze, as long as they don't completely collapse here, there's a minute 30, they should be able to take this game. I say should because the Knights are so good that they can come back at any time. And right here, they're back on it. But Blaze, they just got to hold on here, get themselves back in this series. A 2-1 series is way different here than that 3-0, and they desperately still need to hold on in the final minute.
Yeah, and if they didn't throw in that game too, this could easily be 2-1 for them, and they could be in the lead. But as we mentioned earlier, as Heck here on the ball again, sending it out to the midfield, despite Blaze's success in this game 3, Heck has not looked good, continuing to just misrotate, hit balls to the middle, not looking for his teammates on these counterattacks. And he actually looked way better in this game 1 and game 2 of this series. So if they win this game 3, it's kind of a steal for them, because I honestly feel like this is Blaze's worst played game, and they're sitting at 3-0.
Yeah, they haven't played the greatest here, but it's worked out. And sometimes those are just the games you take, and they're definitely going to take it as long as they can hold on the final 30 seconds and bring it back within a 1 game in the series.
And they should be able to hold on unless some sort of miracle happens for Knights in these last 20 seconds. It'd be quite the feat, but Blaze are going to continue this pressure and kind of move on to a game 3 win. And now Knights still out shooting Blaze in this matchup. Like I said, Blaze not looking great, and the offense shows it for Knights. They just a few good counterattacks coming out from Blaze, and the lucky pinch to secure that 3rd goal. And if I was Knights, I wouldn't feel bad about this game 3. It sucks to lose it and give Blaze some sort of momentum back, but I honestly felt like they had Blaze on the back foot for the majority of this match.
Yeah, they did a little bit there, and the Knights, they played so great in those game one and game two that it was only a matter of time before they really couldn't keep it up, and Blaze were finally able to get an answer because Blaze, they've been a great team as well, all season long. So I would have been really surprised if they couldn't have pulled off a game here, especially in this game three to bring the series within 2-1. So I think it was Blaze really just stepping up, and now 4-0 here, a solid win, give themselves only one game back in the series, and heading into game four, they could definitely tie it up here and make it a best of three.
And Khan continuing to show up in this series, putting up 3 goals in this game 3. And I'm looking for Heck again, still kind of underperforming in this game 3. And if Blaze, they want to take the lead, tie it up at 2-2, and eventually move on to win the series in game 6 or more, Heck's going to need to step up as Khan. He's proven to be consistent in these first 3 games, and I wouldn't expect any less going into game 4. And Magic, not really getting too many points in that game 3, but she just was kind of there, solid in the midfield, good on defense, just being that third man they needed. As we're going to have to get a little bit of a server reset here for game 4, so we'll try and get this one underway as soon as possible. But is there anything really that stood out to you for Knights in that game 3 that allowed them to lose that one, or was that just Blaze finally starting to work their way out of defense?
I think it was definitely Blaze stepping up in that one. I mean, the Knights, like I said, they played so good in those first 2 games, and I was really surprised that Blaze didn't take game 2. They definitely had that one there. I think it was a lot more of Blaze taking that game than the Knights messing it up. I didn't really see too many rotational mistakes from them, but the Knights, I think they're definitely going to bounce back in this one, and I think this game right here is probably going to be within 1 goal. If I had to bet on it here, I think it's going to be really close in this one.
Yeah, this is the pivotal game right here. This is what determines 3-1 or 2-2. And for Blaze, they're hoping to get this one back, as that was the shortest reset I've ever seen. As we got the players back on super quick for this game 4. As now Blaze starting on offense here off the kickoff. Net open. Magic, It's a slow shot, but it's still able to go in. As Squirrel, he wasn't able to get the backflip over his net.
Yeah, I mean, a nice little shot there. You see Valence, I'm not really sure what happened to him. I think it was a missed takeoff there from Valence. Not something you see from him normally, so a huge mistake, and Blaze could have put that one in. And as they're trying to tie up this series, for the Knights, if you win this game, you're on championship points, so they've really got to lock down as Blaze is back on the offense once more.
Yeah, they're looking awkward as Connie actually sends it away from the box. I could have given them a second goal to start off in the first 30 seconds. But luckily for Knights, able to send it away. And yeah, it was just an awkward bounce. Sometimes that corner's a little bit hard to read coming off that kickoff. And Valence, he just kind of put a little bit too much stock into it coming right into the box as it kind of went more diagonal towards the middle. And just that simple mistake allows the Blaze to come out early in this game 4. As Khan looking for Magic on the backboard, but Dini is going to cut it off. Squirrel with a great clear out to the side, who's going to try and follow it. He's going to get beat out by Heck, though. Only to Valence in the midfield, shot on. But Khan's going to cut it off. Now up to Heck in the midfield, looking for a pass back to Khan. Great play coming from them. Valence, he gets the touch and the save off to the side. As Heck trying to follow us up. Great hit off that same corner from earlier. And Magic putting another one on. But Valence with a great save to the side. This time able to clutch up for his team. And Rockerman, this is looking like it could be an interesting game 4.
Yeah, it's definitely looking interesting. And Valence, he stepped up after that one mistake that he had earlier. He's going to dribble that one right through. Valence with a great play. He has a savior medal, and now he has a goal there, kind of redeeming himself for that misplay earlier.
Yeah, he faked out that. That was a great play coming from him. He could have easily taken the shot on, but Khan, he didn't have any choice but to pre-flip towards that ball. And Valence, he recognized that, just getting that little fake pop, which allowed him to easily put that one into the right side. And now Valence, he's been the pivotal player, already sitting at 400 points a minute and a half into this game 4. And he's kind of been their star player ever since ABC got off the roster. And he's been showing up so far in this game 4, despite that mistake early in the game.
Yeah, I mean, he's redeemed himself so far in this one, despite that missed goal. I mean, he'll definitely say he wanted that one back earlier, but now in this one, he's stepped up big time. They're going to need him to keep stepping up because he's their guy in this one.
And Heck, not able to make the touch there. This is going to put Magic in an awful spot. able to get the save and send it over to a corner. As Heck trying to follow it up, and again, I hate to keep railing on him, but Heck, he's only sitting at 40 points, just approaching halftime. I don't know if it's just Magic and Khan playing better than normal, not allowing him into the rotation, or mistakes of his own, but he just hasn't been able to find himself on the field right now. And if they're going to allow Knights to keep counterattacking them, he's going to need to step up.
Yeah, he's got to step up. But I mean, Khan and Magic, they've been playing so solid in this one. Heck hasn't had to do too much. But if they're gonna want to stay in this series, they need him to at least be contributing in the offense, get an assist here, a save there. He's gonna have to do something here.
Magic trying to attempt the double, able to loft it in front of the box, but just not enough power to send it on. That'd have been a great play coming from him. Khan racing in, not able to get the shot on net. There's now Magic on the dribble. Not the greatest flick. He tried to get the bump on Valence, but that shot was going nowhere near close. As Khan on the ball now. Dribble of his own, almost sending it past Squirrel. It's Magic pinching it across the corner. Heck, he took off for that ball way too late. Able to keep possession into the corner, though. As Khan turning in front of Magic, that could have been Magic's ball to keep up this pressure, as now they're back on defense. Heck last back, attempting the double off the sidewall. Great clear from him. Over to Magic, who can't find the touch, but it's going to go straight back to Heck. The Khan there for the follow-up, but missing it. Now counterattack opportunity for Knights. Magic awkward, and he's going to miss this ball. Another whiff coming out from Blaze. Heck able to clutch up on defense for him this time. As back over to Magic again, who's going to miss this ball. Heck realizing he has a little bit of space to work with, but that's going to allow Squirrel to race in. Dini on the follow-up, trying to get the double off the sidewall. But Magic's going to clear it off his backboard. Valence popping it up high for Dini. He didn't have any boost to follow it up. Able to get the boost in the corner now and following it up in the midfield. Dini last back again, calling off Squirrel. Almost an unfortunate double commit coming out for them. As now Valence last back clearing it away again. And the two goals that were scored early, it's kind of been a back and forth the last few minutes of this matchup, and one mistake could seal the deal.
I think one mistake will seal the deal, especially now in the final 30 seconds. It's going to take an insane play or an unfortunate miss to crack these defenses, which have been so solid here in this game number 4 here. I think it's going to be close here. We're going to have to see golden goal here, see if someone can pull it off and take this game.
Yeah, Khan and Magic, kind of a double commit again, but on the dribble on the opposite side, almost getting that one past everybody. As Squirrel with 10 seconds left, a boomer of a clear down. Heck, he kind of hits it off his own backboard. He cut off his teammate, and that could have been dangerous, but nobody on Knights was there for position. 0-second goal again, but Heck able to send the save away this time. Ball still up, but Heck's going to let it drop, and scary moment for Blaze in the final seconds.
Blaze almost just threw that game away right there. It was so close, but they're going to survive, and they almost put one in off the kickoff there. Blaze are fortunate to walk away. Head into overtime here. They've got to find some offense, though. That's an absolute banger. Knights are coming back strong right now.
Yeah, and kickoff goal on both sides starting this opening 20 seconds is now Khan with the clear up. Dini with an awkward hit off the ceiling. Heck there for the follow-up. Sort of a ground pitch, and that's going to sneak in on the top. I'm not quite sure how he made that touch, but what a goal.
Yeah, Heck just able to finesse this one through. Squirrel with an awkward positioning. Heck just aims for that upper 90 and somehow puts it in. A great play. We needed him to step up there. He puts a nice shot on net. A great goal from Heck, and now, Bagels, we have definitely got a series here. 2-2. It's all tied up. Game 5. It's going to be good right here. I'm so curious to see if the Knights can find an answer, because they traded games. Knights taking the first 2, Blaze taking the next 2, and now in this Game 5, I mean, it's so crucial here in this one to see who's going to come out on top.
Yeah, looking back at that game too, Knights stealing that one, and they got to feel good about that steal as they've lost the last 2. Like you mentioned, Blaze tying it up at 2-2 apiece now, and Heck with an interesting goal by Heck. I think he was just trying to put it on target as he didn't want to blast it off the backboard. And it was just enough of an awkward touch that Squirrel, he just couldn't make the save, as he probably was expecting a fast shot. And he had to kind of wait for Heck's first move. And we asked for him to step up, and he was able to get that OT goal, and no better time for it.
Yeah, a great play there by Heck, able to put it in. And we talked about him stepping up, and he was on the top of the scoreboard there. 1 goal, had a savior medal of his own, so he stepped up, and now heading into Game 5. I mean, the Knights, they have to find some sort of answer. it seemed like they haven't been playing too bad. It's just that the Blaze, they've stepped up their game in these last two matches, and they've kind of put it to the Knights here. So the Knights, they're going to have to find their offense. I think we need Valence to see some more from him, as he's that guy for the Knights, and they're gonna have to have him step up here and get some support from Squirrel and Denia, excuse me.
Yeah, and I think the way the Knights playstyle is currently working, as I was about to mention Squirrel last back again, but able to get that backboard clear. The way Knights playstyle is Denia and Valence up in front, and that's putting Squirrel constantly as last back, and more often than not, he's been able to come up with the save. But just in that overtime, it was so much of an awkward situation, as Heck had so many options to try and put that one on, and was finally able to exploit Squirrel as that last man. And if Knights want to come back here after dropping 2, they're going to have to work out their defense, maybe starting to put Squirrel in not so much of an awkward spot, with Denia able to come up with the save right there. And I feel like that's the key for them.
Yeah, they have to fix that rotation. They've been in such awkward spots. As Valence, he just misses the wide open net. That's a shot that he should hit, and a tough one there. They have to crack down on these mistakes, and those are mistakes we're used to seeing from them. I'm surprised by that.
Yeah, so far for Knights, it's just been these double commits and rotational plays, as that's kind of the first mechanical misplay that's happened, but an awkward bounce off the post is going to allow Squirrel to follow that up for an easy goal.
Yeah, and 2 defenders in net just kind of watching that one go by. Khan, he shouldn't have jumped off chasing after that ball, as Magic was already on the ground. So a misplay from Khan there allows the goal, and great follow-up from Squirrel, able to follow his own miss off the post, and a nice shot there. So the Knights able to get a goal back here, and now they've got the lead to start game number 5. I think they're definitely in a good position.
Yeah, and if that ball bounced any differently off the post, Blaze would still be sitting at 0-0 instead of down 1. Opportunity for them here. Magic almost able to get it past as it bounces off their right post this time. Khan with the follow-up. Again off the right side. Heck getting beat out by Denia. As a bump comes out in the midfield, Magic's not able to touch it anymore. Denia continuing this offense, but Khan's going to get a hard clear down. Squirrel with another great save to the side. As Heck wasting a lot of boost for not a great touch. He just could have used more time. Ends up getting the double. As hold on, a play could be developing, but Magic is not able to get it out of the corner fast enough for a transition. Heck cutting this off in the midfield before it became too dangerous on the defensive side. It's been a series of back-to-back dunks on both sides at the moment.
And they're trying for these dunk plays right now, and they're just trying to muscle their way through. I think really either of these sides, they kind of need a demo to open things up, because they've just been hitting it right into the defenders. And it's not really working. You got to get a demo, eliminate one of them off the map, and they'll have a much better chance to get that one through.
Yeah, I don't think there's been too many demo goals, and the one opportunity that they had, for Blaze at least, came in that game too, but Magic opted for that great redirect pass off that backboard, which did lead for a goal for them. But there's been a shortage of demo plays, that's for sure. It's another opportunity for Blaze almost able to work its way in. Still down 1-0. Just over 2 minutes to go as Heck attempting a back pass to Khan. He's going to hard clear it off the side. Denia there, though, not able to find the touch, as Valence is going to clean it up, sending it back over to the orange half. Khan up for this, but getting beat out by Valence. All 3 Knights players in the same spot, but an awkward bounce is going to allow, Magic actually able to read that and clear it off to the blue half, as Valence getting the save off to the side again. And Blaze, they're only sitting at 1 save right now, as Knights having to come up with 5, and Knights, their defenses just look better at the moment.
Yeah, it definitely looks solid. They've held off every shot pretty much here. I mean, they've got 5 saves, only 6 shots from Blaze, and they've been on the defense so far, holding on to that 1-goal lead. They can't stop it here. Magic with a great shot, able to tie it up.
Yeah, finally a demo comes out. I think it was a little too late, but Khan, he didn't get the demo, but he bumped Valence off the backboard, and that's what led to Valence getting slightly beat out on that play. I actually missed that the first time around. Great play from Khan.
Yeah, great play there. The demos work it out, and now in Game 5, it's a close one here. It's anybody's game at this point, and the winner will put themselves on championship point in a series.
Oh my goodness!
Oh, okay.
Read backboard read. Nobody on rotation back from Blaze. As Valence, he just had all the space. That's not an easy read, but he finds it.
Wow, and he jumped up early for that ball. He was just waiting for that ball to pop up, and he was ready. As soon as that ball went up, he was ready for the read. He wanted the redirect, but instead he's going to find the backboard touch, and a great shot from him. We talked about him stepping up after the last 2 games, and he's done just that. As a miss comes out and the shot's going to go in, Heck ties it back up.
You hate to score a great goal like that and then give one away that quickly as another pinch off the sidewall. And like you mentioned earlier, everybody just trying to muscle their way through on these 50s, these dunks. And that proves to be fatal for Knights right there, coming off that great goal from Valence.
Yeah, and that was exactly what you need, an answer, because that was a highlight play from Valence, and to get an answer immediately after that, Blaze has got to be feeling good, and they want this game. They want it bad.
Yeah, and Knights, they're sitting at 2 goals, but they only have 4 shots, and actually before that great play coming out from Valence, they were sitting at 2, as Blaze has had the majority of shots in this Game 5. And this is going to be the matchup for this series. As a double commit coming out from Knights is going to allow Blaze to get back on offense. Heck there, but getting beat out from Squirrel. And I honestly think whoever takes this Game 5 could very well take the series as Magic. He's just so awkward on his backboard, eventually getting a touch out. Double commit from Knights. Nobody there to follow up. This Magic's going to send it away. As Heck not able to go for it as Squirrel's there first. Khan with a miss off his backboard. All 3 players awkward. Denia with the shot, but blasting it off the crossbar as well. And everybody is so awkward for this Blaze. Denia bumping Khan off the ball. Still finds the save. They just need to survive for 10 more seconds from this onslaught from Knights, as they're getting a clear out finally. But Denia there with the follow-up of his own. Khan with a great save out to the side. And this ball's going to drop. We have overtime.
Holy, those last 20 seconds were insane. I do not know how Blaze survived right there. The Knights were just pounding the backboard. Denia almost had a bump there, and he's trying again. And the Knights were so close to scoring, but Blaze somehow surviving here, miss after miss, and they're still on the offense as the Knights. Oh my goodness, they're just trying to get this one in, and they're trying to get to championship point.
They really are, and there's so many double commits coming up from Knights that I just don't think Blaze can read them at the moment, as nobody knows what to do. As Valence misses, but Squirrel bailing them out as last man again. And I don't know how he read that his teammate was missing. Maybe he just communicated early that he said, I'm whiffing this. And luckily for Knights, they didn't end up losing Game 5 like that.
Holy, the pressure is on from these teams. They're missing shots that they don't normally miss. They know how crucial this game is, and they so want it right here. They're trying their best to get one in here.
And Squirrel, he beats out the last man. A lot of space to work with, but getting demoed for his efforts. As Khan able to clean up in the midfield. Heck on the follow-up now, attempting the double, but Squirrel was already there on the backboard to cut it off. Valence on the dribble now, sending it into the corner. Great flick over one, getting the bump on the second. Heck with a great save as the shot bounces off the crossbar. Huge play from Heck, as now he's back on the offense here. Valence getting it past him. Heck attempting some bumps, but it wasn't enough for Squirrel to get off the ball. As Denia with an awkward double commit. This is going to leave the net open, but Magic wasn't able to put a clean shot on. And these double commits for Knights could prove to be fatal in this all-important Game 5.
They've been making so many mistakes here on these double commits. It's only a wonder how Blaze hasn't been able to capitalize. The Knights have to crack down on their defense and cover up those holes. Otherwise, Blaze are going to take this game.
And Valence finally with a monster clear to relieve the pressure. And Squirrel's going to be able to follow us up in the corner off the backboard. Follow up for Denia, but he misses it out, as all players in net just couldn't find the touch. Valence sending it off the backboard now, but Heck's going to have a lot of space to work with, but not a lot of boost. Getting dunked out from Denia. Valence there on the follow-up. Last man back from Magic, who's getting harassed by Denia, but able to get the save. As another dunk of his own, it's going to leave Denia last back. Awkward touch to the middle, but nobody there for Blaze, as they were just all boostless on the opposite side. As Knights, they haven't looked good on defense, but they've managed to keep Blaze boostless and in awkward positions on defense at the moment.
I really thought that clear from Denia was going to spell the end for them, but fortunately, yeah, like you talked about, that boost starving from the Knights, they've had so much pressure in this overtime that Blaze hasn't been able to get any real offense of their own.
Yeah, and Knights finally able to get their shot totals up in this overtime. Now sitting at 9 to Blaze's still monster 13 shots, but no doubt Knights have been able to step up in this overtime, and those final seconds before in regulation, as now this could be Knights' games to lose. As Blaze, they've just looked so awkward in these 3 minutes of overtime. Here we go again. Magic able to get a touch onto Khan for the backboard. Squirrel there for the shot. Double commit coming out, but Heck able to send it to the side. Denia on the follow-up in the corner, but Khan racing to the middle, getting a good 50. Not enough boost to follow this up, as Squirrel's going to try and bang this out. Actually gets a light touch to try and follow it up. Not the greatest opportunity, though, as this ball is lofting high in the midfield and nobody can decide to go for it. Magic finally getting the hit with the double off the sidewall. Con there for the follow-up. Magic getting the bump in net. Where's Heck? Heck, he rotated back. He didn't trust the bump, as that could have been an opportunity for them. As now finally, another double commit coming out for Blaze. Heck and Con on the sidewall. This is going to leave them last back with Magic. But Heck able to get the demo, which is going to allow Magic with a great clear. But Valence there to send it to the side. Only to Con, who's on his own sidewall. Magic there trying to find the redirect, but it was too speedy of a pass. Heck blasting it off the backboard as last man. Not the best thing to do. But luckily, Con had rotated all the way back, and it's just a game of boomer ball at this point, Rockerman.
I think these teams, they're really trying not to overcommit. You saw Heck, he didn't want to commit on that ball. They're trying to stay back at this as their last defender there and hoping to play the defense and just looking and begging for the other team to make a mistake. And they're not going to be the ones to make it, so they're holding their own on the defense and hoping they can find some sort of mistake, some sort of demo. As you see a shot coming here again, they're trying so hard, and we're almost to all 5 minutes of overtime nearly here, and this is insane right now.
Yeah, and almost Blaze able to find a counterattack. The player up front couldn't find the demo though, as the opportunity was just too fast of a shot. As Con awkward last back, he's gonna miss this ball.
No.
That's gonna let Denia to put the shot on, but it's gonna miss, and just continuing miss after miss for Blaze. Magic able to get the save to the side. Demo comes out. Ball still dangerous. Heck off the respawn, able to get the save. And a double commit coming out from Blaze again. Where's the follow-up from Heck? He just has no boost. Still able to find these saves. As just continuing double commit after double commit. As Heck, he balls his own teammate again, but luckily has enough boost to send it out to the side. Con looking for a big clear, and there it is. Over to Heck, trying to find it to one of his teammates. Great pass up to the middle, Magic there. Awkward hit that's going to bounce off the crossbar. But nobody was there from Blaze, as Knights actually panicking, double committing of their own. Con trying to find a pass in the middle, but Heck, he's there to support him from behind. And again, bouncing straight back to Con. And almost at 6 minutes of OT, it is going to be a mistake at this point. I just feel it, as finally Squirrel last back. Able to find the clear. Magic there on the follow-up off the backboard, trying to follow it, but not able to get there. Heck with a hit off the wall. They're just hoping for a mistake. They're just trying to play so clean that nobody's going for demos or any highlight reel plays at the moment.
I think this is so smart from both teams. As you see a couple misses come out, they know that one mistake could cost them this game. And we talked about it. We know how crucial this game is. It's game 5. You can put yourself on championship point with a win. And with how close this series has been, it's only a matter of time before someone makes a mistake. 6 minutes of overtime. They can't play flawlessly all the time.
And there it is. As Connie was getting chased, but he gets a great save either way. Follow-up for Denia, and it's gonna go in! 6 minutes of OT, and it was just that one missed rotation. Con, he had to jump up quick because he was getting harassed, and another double commit seals the deal for Blaze.
Whew. And Denia finally able to step up. What a shot there. You see Con, the dunk from Valence, it causes the two Blaze defenders to double commit on that ball, and that's why that goal went in. We talked about it. One mistake could prove fatal, and it did right there. As now the Knights one game away from taking the championship here. And wow, that was a crazy game right here. And now, now if you're the Blaze, you have to find some way to respond. That could be a heartbreaker moment there for them. And now heading into game number 6, they have to find some sort of response, and they can't let this momentum get away because both these teams play so good in that game. I mean, there is 12 saves out from the Knights, 10 saves out from Blaze. I mean, just an absurd amount of shots, 18 from the Knights and 15 from Blaze. I mean, these teams were just going at it back and forth the entire game, just throwing punch after punch. And now heading into this game 6 with the Knights on championship point. I've talked about it before, but the Blaze, they need to find something here. They've got to lock down. Don't let this loss demoralize you, and come back strong in this game 6 and bring it back to game 7.
Yeah, and it was only a matter of time before that mistake came out, and it actually was 2 mistakes in quick succession. There was a double commit in the midfield for Blaze, which put Con last back in an awkward spot, as he had to defend the double tap, but he was getting harassed on the ground, so he had to jump up early. And shortly after, another double commit off a great dunk from the Knights player allowed Denia to just barely sneak that one in 6 minutes OT. And you mentioned that shot total. Knights, they were sitting at 4 shots at the end of regulation, and they boosted it all the way up to 18. As here's another opportunity for them here. Squirrel sending it on, but it was a weak shot. Magic able to send it away, and Blaze, they were only able to find very few shots in that overtime, actually.
Yeah, and that's what we talked about. It seemed that the Knights had so much pressure in that overtime, and for Blaze's sake, I'm hoping that doesn't hurt him. As a terrible mistouch there. Just unfortunate as that one. You see the ball just touched off here. Squirrel, he finds it right in the corner of Heck. He wasn't ready for that first miss, and that one's going to go in his own net. A tough one there, and that's not what you want to see. Again, I'm hoping that this goal doesn't demoralize them, because they were more than in this series, and they can definitely bring it back to a Game 7. They just got to focus down and lock down on that defense and set it up into their offense.
Yeah, and the tensions could be rising for them as another shot coming on. Heck able to send it away. The net's actually open. If Khan could somehow get there, and Valence actually isn't able to find the touch, and that's going to be a quick counterattack goal for him.
That's what we've seen a couple times for the Knights. The missed rotations, and Heck with a great booming clear. He's lucky that he placed it right there. I mean, I know he's just trying to boom it towards the net, but a great placement to the right if he was aiming there, because you see that Valence, he couldn't race back in time. Over rotation again from the Knights, and that's been their downfall. That's why Blaze is well in this series, and why they can definitely beat the Knights here. Is these missed rotations are costing them, and Blaze, they've pretty much capitalized on every time we've seen a missed rotation.
Yeah, I think that's kind of been the mistakes coming out from both sides, as Blaze and Knights rotation, sometimes it's just a miss. There's another double commit coming out from Knights there, and it's continuing to be a problem. And Blaze finally able to capitalize it on so far in this Game 6, as another double commit coming out for Blaze this time almost ends up working out for them, as the double almost went off the crossbar. Demo from Denia, but Khan was able to cut it off before a shot came on. And you mentioned that morale. That's such a hard way to lose 6 minutes of OT, and we know that there's kind of been a little bit of tensions on this Blaze roster, kind of between Khan and Heck. And early on to start this game, there was a bunch of double commits resulting from those two players. And luckily they got that quick goal back to try and get this morale up. But Heck, there's just another one there. Khan, he just had no faith in Heck right there, as nobody was even on the ball for a shot. And just they need to trust each other at the moment. Heck getting a great bump on the Denia, and that's a great counterattack they needed.
Again, the Knights, they're just double committing all over the place. You see Squirrel and Valence, I mean, what are they doing? And then Heck, with a beautiful bump, he puts it in. But the Knights, you got to communicate. They're just breaking down on their communication. They won that last game, but the communication just isn't here. And I mean, Heck, he's going to make them pay again. Every time that they've been getting these double commits on the Knights, Blaze has capitalized. And if they're going to force it to Game 7, they have to keep doing that as they have been.
Yeah, and I'd say the difference between these double commits is, hold on, Denia able to get a shot in off of a poor clear from, I believe it was Khan. He just couldn't find a good touch to the side as it bounced too hard off his backboard. Magic was trying to hunt Denia down to stop the shot, but another mistake coming out from Blaze there.
Yeah, another mistake there in Khan. He tried to get it out in the corner, but that was just a great shot there, as you saw Denia able to find that one into the back of the net. And as we see Heck, oh my goodness, he almost hit the angle. That would have been a highlight reel play, but the Knights, they've been really good at that. They've been able to answer back usually in most of these games, and that's why these games have been so close. Despite their double commits, they always find an answer on their offense, and that's how they've been able to stay in this game on their end.
Yeah, and I'd say the difference between the double commits is, every time I try to pick up the double commits, something happens. As a mistake this time from Squirrel. He's been their last man this whole series, made a mistake in one of the other games, and another one there. They can't keep relying on him as last back, as there's just so much pressure coming out for them.
Yeah, it's a tough mistake there. You saw a great demo that came out in the midfield, got rid of that second defender, and then Squirrel, he was just awkward on the wall, and that's a really hard read to come off the wall and find a touch while that ball's bouncing towards you, especially in a high-pressure situation like the Grand Finals here. These guys aren't pros by any means, and that pressure can definitely get to you in this one, and it might begin to Squirrel just a little bit here.
Yeah, Khan on this one now with the shot on. Heck was trying to get a bump on Valence, but he dodged him. There's opportunity here for Knights as Valence almost sending it on. Squirrel there for the follow-up. That's going to go top right. It's just goal after goal.
And again, another answer. They're just so great at answering back. Valence off the backboard, and Squirrel able to make up for his mistake on the defense with a goal of his own on the offense. And with 2 minutes remaining, these guys are going back and forth 3-3. I mean, again, it's anybody's game here, and hopefully we'll stay close down to the wire.
And Khan, there was just nothing he could do right there. I said another double commit coming out for Blaze on defense, and I was going to bring this up earlier. As a hold on, I thought another goal might cut me off. I was going to say the difference between the double commits between these two teams is that Knights, their double commits have been mainly on offense that have allowed Blaze to come back in. However, the double commits for Blaze have been mainly on defense. Hold on, Khan! Excuse me! What a great redirect coming up from him! Oh my goodness! The boom off the backboard to Magic, net completely open. Not an easy shot by any means, but still able to seal it.
Holy God, what a shot! That was insane. I mean, who knows why he was camping down in their net, but it doesn't matter. He was there to redirect that one. And Blaze, they are trying to force this Game 7 here. A beautiful shot. Khan does not want to go home tonight. He wants that championship.
And it's just mistake after mistake coming out from these defenses. Finally, a highlight reel goal to secure one. But Blaze, I was going to say their double commits have been mainly on defense for them. And that's been the difference between these two teams. And I think it's just up to who's going to double commit on what side of the field. It's another mistake coming out. Magic, he needed that insurance goal. Wasn't able to find it. And this could let Knights back into the game. Now on the counterattack. Heck, awkward his last back. Able to find the clear. But getting demoed. Denia with an awkward touch off the ceiling. Magic there for the follow-up. This time, Valence, he was camping that boost. Still able to find the clear, though. Khan last back in to boom it out to the midfield. Denia there. Awkward touch to the side. This is going to allow Magic to take a dribble out. Trying to get a pass out to the middle. There he is. Khan, the monster challenge. What was he thinking? It ends up working out. That was a risky play.
That was so risky, but so great in its own regard because Khan, he's selling out to get that insurance goal, and it works out perfectly. A great challenge on him, able to read that ball, and he finds it in the back of the net. And now with 41 seconds, they're looking for this Game 7 here. They want the content here. They want to see go to Game 7, and maybe they can pull it out here.
Awkward touch. It's a triple commit coming out from Blaze. Still able to get a great clear out of it. Heck, there for the follow-up now. His squirrel just happens to land on it. And now, just under 30 seconds left. Knights need to find something, and they do. As a great dunk coming out from midfield, and nobody was back.
And wait a minute on my Game 7 remarks. Is this one just going to go in the net? Magic, a bad challenge, and heck, he was not ready for that one to pinch at his net. That was an absolute banger. And now they've got 23 seconds. Knights, they can still tie this one up and force overtime. Do not count them out here.
Yeah, luckily, they had that insurance goal. As hold on off the kickoff, a dunk coming out in the corner. As heck, he passes it to the middle, but luckily Valence wasn't expecting it. As now Blaze back on the offense in these final seconds. Magic trying everything he can do to bump these players off the ball. Valence last back, getting the flick over one. Trying to pass it up to Squirrel, but he's getting harassed by Heck. 0 seconds on the clock now. Magic on the backboard trying to drop it, and it will touch the ground. We have Game 7 for the Rival League Grand Finals.
Oh boy, folks, here we go. This is going to be a good one. Game 7 coming your way. I mean, Blaze and Knights, they've been going at it so hard. I mean, with that 6-minute overtime in Game 5, it had to go to Game 7. It had to go to Game 7 here. Blaze, a great answer from them. And, you know, they performed so well in that game. They just were able to answer back. We talked about it. You know, is that 6-minute overtime going to demoralize them? It definitely did not, as we saw highlight reel shot from Khan. Everyone on the Blaze roster chipping in. And now it's one final game here to determine the championship for Season 2. And, you know, Bagels, with the way this series has gone, I mean, it could go any way in Game 7.
It is absolutely anybody's game, and we mentioned it at the start of this cast. We needed Khan to be the star player, and he has not disappointed, showing up in every single game, despite that one miss he had to lose it out in Game 2, I believe it was. But he has just been their star player at the moment. Heck, who's normally is their guy, has been absent the first half of the series, but he stepped up big in these past 2 games, and Magic has continued to be solid. He didn't get that good 50, which allowed Knights to almost get back into the game. But without Khan's ballsy insurance goal off that Magic misplay, they would be sitting at another OT, and who knows how long that one could have lasted.
Yeah, who knows here this is going to be crazy. We got a poll up in the chat. You guys can vote. Who's taking the Rival League Championship 3-3? I mean, this series has been absolutely bonkers. We saw the Knights a 2-0 lead to start things off. Then Blaze came back, a 2-0 game of their own. And then Knights, a 6-minute overtime in Game 5. And then Blaze able to answer back in Game 6. And now, Game 7, Champions Field here. I mean, Bagels, I said it before, I have no idea who's going to pull this one out. It could go either way here, and it's gonna be insane.
Yeah, I don't know who's going to take it, but whoever does is most certainly going to deserve it. And this is what it all comes down to. Game 7 of the Rival League Grand Finals. This is what determines Knights going back-to-back championships as an org, or if Heck can somehow find a back-to-back championship of his own from Prospect last season to Rival in this current season. And it's coming down to the wire.
It's coming down to the wire indeed, and Game 7, we talked about it. It's going to be crazy. I've always said this point. I got to bring it up one more time for the Grand Finals here in Game 7. I always say whoever scores first, immediately, so much momentum their way. Whoever scores first, I'd like a stat on that, but they often win the game. So I think both these teams kind of understand that. In Game 7, who's going to take it first and who's going to win the championship?
Yeah, it does come down to that all-important first goal more often than not. Valence with a clear off his backboard, off the kickoff. Awkward situation for Knights. Denia with a great clear to the side, though. Magic in the corner now. Denia with a pass back to the middle. This is going to be awkward for a Magic. Great hit off the ceiling now. Khan, he's too late to the play, though, as Heck racing in for an attempt. Too slow of a place. He's going to pinch it off Valence. That's going to send it back to his own side. He should have been a little bit more patient, as now another miss coming out from Blaze. Khan passing it out to the middle, and nobody was there for Blaze. And to start off this matchup, both teams playing panicky, and that is the Game 7 Grand Finals. Nurses, hold on, Valence with a double tap to start it off, and that could seal it.
Oh my goodness, Valence, what a play. He sets it up off the backboard. Great follow there. He just sends it right down under Khan, who's challenging. What a shot from him. He's stepping up big. Great shot to start things off.
Khan, he tried so hard. He tried so hard to read Valence, and it was a valiant effort, but he just barely snuck it underneath him to secure that first goal. Now Blaze on the offense again, another awkward ball off the crossbar, trickling down. That's been 3 or 4 times just to start off this first minute, and they haven't been able to secure one yet. Here's another one, but Valence able to send it away this time. Heck with a double tap off the sidewall. Valence with a great clear out. Heck trying to cut it off, but not able to. Another double commit coming out from Blaze. Almost ends up working out for him, though, but somebody could have been there for that follow-up. Valence with a shot on, but Heck with the easy save, but he sends it right back to the middle. Able to get another follow-up save. A Squirrel in the midfield now trying to get possession for Knights. Denia, an awkward ball for Blaze off the backboard. This time, nobody able to find the shot. Denia off the backboard again, and that could have been bad from Blaze, sitting down 2-0 to start this first minute and a half.
Blaze, they're under so much pressure right now. They're trying to get it out, but the Knights, they're just taking it calm and collected and keeping this pressure up. Blaze, they desperately need to find a clear and follow up with it, find a pass out to a teammate, as they've just been booming it back and forth to the Knights this entire game, and they're somehow surviving on defense for now.
Yeah, and they're able to somehow work their ways off defense again, but somehow it just keeps going back onto their half. They just don't have enough boost to work with. And everybody that does have boost is constantly getting dunked out by these great 50s from Knights, is attempting a pass up to Khan to try and find another great redirect, but it's going to get cut off from them. Magic, he's just too slow on the challenge. Khan racing back, able to find the save, another shot on, as a double commit comes out, almost own goaling, and it's going to prove fatal. They just need to communicate early to get these saves.
They're just struggling on defense so much. Is that one a double commit? You talked about it there, and that is a tough mistake there for Blaze. But there's still 2 minutes and 43 seconds remaining in this one. I mean, there's a long way to go, but they have to get some offense going here.
Yeah, and again, it was Heck and Khan just not trusting each other on the defense. I don't know if they're just calling it both at the same time or not calling it at all. As a scuffle on the sidewall is going to allow Knights to continue this pressure. Another one almost going in. Khan on the dribble now. Denia last back, flicking it early. Opportunity for Blaze still, and they're able to get one back as that double commit from Knights this time proves fatal for them. It's just double commit after double commit. Again, that's been the name of the game this whole series, capitalizing off those double commits.
Yeah, they've done a great job there. A great answer and a great bump from Khan, able to get rid of that last defender as he passes it over, and Magic able to finish it in. The Blaze, they're not out yet. They're still in this game. They can definitely tie it up here, and it's still a long way to go in Game 7.
Yeah, now Knights on the back foot off the kickoff. Khan into the corner. Denia whiffing out. Skrull's going to take this on the dribble. Magic cutting it off to the side, but no boost to work with. Khan pre-flipping past on the defense. Heck luckily found the touch as Khan was trying to find boost, and another miss coming out. Heck and Khan on the defense, they're just not looking solid. But if they can somehow find their way onto offense, they can keep this pressure up. Magic lats back, getting flicked over by Valence. And Heck with an awkward touch, he's trying to follow up to the double. Able to delay the Knights' offense shortly, but Denia not able to find the touch as they actually bump each other into net. But luckily for them, Valence is able to keep up the pressure as a monster clear comes out from Blaze, but Squirrel's going to dunk him out in the midfield. Heck on his own backboard now. In just over a minute and a half, they're going to have to find something, and it's going to have to be soon. As another double commit coming out from them, Blaze, they just keep doing these, but Heck, he's going to continue to play. Great play off the backboard again, but just nobody there for the follow-up. As now Knights are the ones who's panicking on defense, awkward positioning. Magic to the middle, trying to get it past, but they just can't find one. Over a minute left now, Denia getting it past two. Heck on the last man. Sending it over to the middle, Magic there. Trying to find the shot, but it's too weak. Valence with the easy save. As Squirrel kind of up for an awkward ball, trying to find the double, doesn't find it. Heck with the bounce shot, but not strong enough to get it past Valence. As Khan last back getting dunked out in the midfield, trying to clean it up. Passing it over to Magic, who gets the pass over to Heck. Great shot on. Squirrel can't get to the backboard in time. Where's the follow-up? Magic, he's not able to find the shot. It wasn't even close. Maybe he thought Heck was going to follow up his own touch, but I don't think he had enough boost. As now a back pass coming to Khan.
Blaze have got to get going here. Final 30 seconds. They have to score one now.
Khan with a great pass down to Magic.
Oh,
there it is,
yeah.
and they're going to tie it up with just over 20 seconds left. That was the play they needed. Khan again with a great redirect, this time opting for the pass down to his teammates, and a double commit actually almost didn't allow that goal to go in. They're going to need to clean it up for this golden goal, Game 7.
Oh my goodness, this is so intense here. A great play there from Blaze, and now they've been able to tie it up. Next goal might just win it here. Who's going to pull it off?
Khan on the air dribble, now trying to follow it up. Dunking out one, Magic half rotating in the midfield to try and follow this up. Wasting a lot of boost, but able to beat it past one. Heck there with the follow-up. Dini with the great save to the side. Final seconds. Blaze need to get this shot. As a poor clear to the midfield. Magic there for the shot, but it's gonna touch the ground. Nobody was ready for the poor clear as Knights. They've been playing solid backboard defense the whole Game 7. And now it's gonna come down one shot, one goal for this Game 7.
Next goal is going to win the championship. These teams, the pressure is on their shoulders. Overtime, it all comes down to this. Who is going to step up? Who's going to make the play and win themselves the championship?
Yeah, Denia with an awkward touch in the midfield. This is going to allow Blaze to get back on offense. But a great clear coming back from him on the opposite side. Magic, Khan with the demo, but not enough pressure as Denia kind of flips off the post. Where's the follow-up for Blaze? There's Heck! He's going to get the shot! He's going to put it in! Back-to-back final shots for Heck to win Season 1 and Season 2!
Oh my goodness, Heck! What a shot! He comes up with the bump from Khan. He set it up great, and Blaze, the champions. Oh my goodness, there! What a series! What a game! And Heck, he does it again. Back-to-back seasons, he hits the game-winning goal. Oh my goodness, what a series there! That was absolutely insane.
Oh my goodness. And you mentioned, I don't know if anybody caught it in chat, but Denia said he spawned inside me. And that's just the RNG of Rocket League sometimes. Khan, he got that demo on I don't know who it was, it may have been on Squirrel, and Denia was trying to get the follow-up. He bounced off his own post, which was to no fault but his own. And then he tried to follow it up, and Squirrel spawned inside of him, which allowed Khan to half rotate, send it off the backboard, and then hunt Valence in the net. And Heck, he just boomed that ball top left, and that was almost pitch perfect to the Season 1 shot coming from him. As Heck, he just comes up big again, and he stepped up big in that Game 7.
Oh my goodness. We talked about needing him to step up, and I mean, what better way for him than to hit the game-winning goal? I mean, we talk about Heck. I mean, that's an amazing shot, great speed from him, but I'll talk about it again. Khan, he set that goal up. There was a defender back in net. He bumped him out of the way, and you got to give credit to Khan there. He set that one up, and Heck, he finished the deal there. And I mean, what a series there, and Bagels, what a way to end this championship Saturday, and we still have one more matchup to go. Tomorrow night, the Titan League Grand Finals are coming tomorrow. Venganza takes on Nebula, and I mean, if so far all the series have been kind of building up, and for this one to go Game 7 overtime, I mean the Titan series, I mean we might just be seeing a bracket reset, and then who knows what's going to happen tomorrow. I mean that's going to be insane tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely. I mentioned that Drake's and Samurai might have been the match of the night, and I was hoping that this one would provide, and it absolutely did not disappoint, going all the way to Game 7 in overtime, no less. And the fact that Heck was able to be the guy to sink that final goal in back-to-back seasons in OT to seal the deal, and Knight's the favorite going into this, but by no means was it a dominant uh, prediction from everyone on the pre-show. We all had it going Game 7. It was just a matter of who was going to take it.
Yeah, and Blaze, they stepped up. I mean, we talked about how they survived throughout this whole series, and it was a great performance from them. And you got to give them big congratulations here on taking the championship. Heck, he absolutely popped off. But that's actually going to wrap things up for the night. Got to give a quick couple shout outs here, as I think we already shout out Fishy for the 3-month. But thank you, Skills Tech, for the 2 gifted subs. Much appreciated. And this was a crazy night tonight. I'm super excited for the Titan League Grand Finals tomorrow night, 8:30 p.m. Eastern, followed by a live weekend review. That's going to be insane. We can't thank you guys enough for all your support throughout Season 2 so far. There's still one more match to go, so if you guys want to stick around, make sure you guys follow the channel, get involved in Nemesis. This is only Season 2, and if Season 2 is any indicator, Season 3 is just going to be absolutely insane. So make sure you guys get involved, join the Discord below, follow the channel, and get involved, because that was absolutely crazy, and I'm super excited for Season 3 coming up forward. And yeah,
are we going to interview the man? Are we going to interview him or no?
All right, we can bring him in here. I know everyone wants to talk to him.
He's back. He's the only back-to-back champ. We better interview this man.
We'll bring him in. Heck, what's going on, buddy?
Yo, what's up, bro? I'm just kind of hyped, bro.
I love it. Heck, you're going back to back here, championship winning goals. I mean, you just got that clutch gene in your system. I mean, is there any?
Sir.
I mean, how do you do it, Heck? I mean, you just went insane in that game, and you popped off in the final one.
I'm just the 2-timer, bro. Heck, 2-timer. Bro, like, I gotta say, bro, Hydra, dude, we scrimmed Hydra before this game. Benji was like probably the carry, but like besides that, heck, me, I don't know. I'm just really hyped, man. It was what a series. They went up 2-0, and then we came back, and then they won, and then we won.
Yeah, and it didn't look good for you guys early on, and in fact, throughout the whole series, specifically you and Khan were just double committing constantly on the defense, and still able to scrape wins across the board, and actually throwing that game too. What was it that allowed you guys to stay in the series?
I don't know. I think I was just kind of peaking, dude. Playoffs, heck, just peaks.
Yeah, and you were able to.
Also, I think the main problem was that Khan was not communicating some balls, and that's why a lot of doubles happened. But everything happens for a reason.
Right.
Yeah, definitely. You guys able to pull it off there. Big congratulations, Heck. You'll go back to back there with the championships, and congratulations, man.
Thank you.
All right, so that was Heck from Blaze, the champion there for Blaze, able to come up with the series-winning shot in overtime. What a play there, and Bagels, what a night.
Yeah, and just to reiterate what you said, it was a hell of a series, but thank you to everybody who showed up for this Season 2, not even just tonight, for all of Season 2. Thank you for just watching the channel, supporting the Discord, supporting the league, and showing up with the subscriptions, the hosts, the raids, everything. And it's, like Rockerman mentioned, it's not over. We still have the Titan League playoffs. I don't know how many people are going to show up tomorrow, but I'm expecting somebody. I'm expecting people, and I want you guys to show up. But just one more time, thank you to everybody Season 2, and hopefully everyone can come back for Season 3.
Yeah, Season 3. It's going to be crazy. You don't want to miss it. Like we said, get involved. And again, to reiterate what Bagel said, thank you all so much. You guys are the best here. It means a lot for you guys to be supporting us. We couldn't do it without you, so thank you. From the bottom of our hearts, thank you for all the support. And we'll see you guys tomorrow night, 8:30. It's going to be crazy. And congratulations to our champions today, and we'll see you guys tomorrow night.